According to the National Institute of Health, 80% of women will develop fibroids by the age of 50. 80%. Now, that's a huge number. And out of that 80%, 25 to 30% of those will require some sort of treatment. My name is Darlene, and welcome to my channel. Here I talk about personal development, mindset, and anything else that I feel might be relevant or important to know. So in this episode, I will be talking about fibroids, what they are, how to identify the symptoms that come with them, and what sort of treatments that are available for fibroids. I will also be sharing with you my journey with fibroids, the sort of treatments I've had, and whether or not they've been successful at keeping my fibroids at bay. So please stay tuned. Now, for those of you who don't know what fibroids are, uterine fibroids are basically non-cancerous, in most cases, non-cancerous growths that develop in a woman's uterus. Ooh, lucky us, right? Yeah. They can range from the size of a pea to as large as a watermelon. There are several factors that may increase your likelihood of developing fibroids. They include family history, ethnic origin, age, and obesity. Now, the chances of you developing fibroids, if your mother had fibroids, are 3 times higher than they would be if there was no history in your family. According to an article on UCLA Health, women in their 30s and 40s were at a higher risk of developing uterine fibroids. That risk tended to shrink post-menopause. Also, obesity plays a major role in the development of fibroids as well, according to the same article. Women who were obese were 2 to 3 times more likely to develop fibroids than those who were not. Now, what I found most disturbing in that article was that African-American women were at a higher risk of developing fibroids than other ethnic groups. So it is important that we start paying attention to our bodies, okay? When something doesn't feel right, get it checked out. Now, some of the common symptoms of fibroids include heavy or prolonged periods, bleeding between periods, pain during sexual intercourse, pelvic pain, back pain. If you're experiencing any of those symptoms, it's important that you reach out to your physician or your GYN and get that checked out. Okay, extremely important. Now, as far as my history with fibroids go, about 7 years ago, well, I've always had heavy menstrual cycles. So it's one of those situations where I've gone to the doctor and their recommendations would always be go on birth control. That can help regulate your flow and, assist with that issue that you were having. And birth control really doesn't agree with my body. I've had, bad reactions to it. So I'm totally, it's not for me. So I've always rejected that option. So about 6 or 7 years ago, I noticed my periods were getting extremely heavy. They were lasting about 6-7 days. And I went to the doctor again. They tried to prescribe me birth control, which once again I rejected. But I started noticing something like during sexual intercourse, I'd be in a lot of pain. Okay. In addition to that, my period would actually start early, or I thought it was starting early. So I would bleed about 5 or 6 days prior to the start of my cycle. Initially, I thought, wow, maybe my cycle is changing. It's lighter. It's lasting like 5 days. Maybe things are changing. So after that 5 day of bleeding, I go 2 days without bleeding, and then my actual cycle would start. And I noticed this only happened while I was sexually active. So I went to the doctor immediately and said, listen, something is up. Okay. I'm experiencing pain. In addition to that, I'm bleeding between periods. Again, the option for birth control. It's like, it's important because a lot of these doctors, they don't want to listen to you. They think that they are the experts, but they don't know your body like you do. If you feel like something is off, push, change your doctor, demand that they do an exam and find out what's going on. Okay. So after going back and forth, I told her, listen, I need to have this checked out further. A series of tests was ran, and it was determined that I had fibroids. So in order to determine the size and where they were located, several tests had to be done, MRIs, all types of x-rays had to be done. So once that was discovered, and they discovered the sizes. So I had several small ones, and I had one that was like the size of an apricot. I might not be saying that right. I can't pronounce stuff sometimes, but I had one that was a significant size. Okay, so now the surgeon assigned to my case recommended a laparoscopic myomectomy. I think I'm saying that, myomectomy. It's a procedure, it's a minimally invasive procedure where they use a lighted scope and go in through the belly button and use other instruments, of course, to basically take out the fibroids. Now, prior to the surgery, he explained to me the success rates and said, I should be experiencing some sort of relief almost immediately. It may take a couple months in some cases, but almost immediately I should see a difference in my flow. So of course I'm excited finally, a break from this torture, The procedure itself, I went in at 7 a.m. and I probably didn't get out of the hospital until like maybe 5 p.m. It was a long day. It took several hours and plus recovery. And it was rough, okay? I took off about 5 or 6 weeks from work, and no lie, I needed every minute of that time. I've given birth before, twice, and recovery was short. Like within a few days, I'm back in school, I'm back, walking around. With this procedure, I was bedridden. I couldn't do anything for myself. I struggled so much. Again, everyone is different. Everyone will experience different different levels of pain, but I was not okay. I was not okay. So what I noticed was within a week or two of having the procedure, my cycle came, and I wasn't expecting a miracle to happen immediately, but it was heavier. It was heavier and it lasted longer. I'm like, okay, so maybe it's just going to take a little time for it to, do what it's supposed to do. 6 months went by, a year went by, 6 years went by. I mean, at that point, within like a few months, I did tell my GYN, hey, this didn't really work like it was supposed to. And she recommended I go back and speak to the surgeon. But at that point, once you mess up once, you're not going back inside my body. I'm sorry. That's a wrap. So I kind of dealt with it for like 6 years. I really just dealt with the heavy menstruals. It was lasting 7-8 days and heavy. So it was rough, man. It was rough. So recently, I want to say maybe September, October of last year, I finally was like, you know what? I got to do something. I have to take some sort of action and try to get this resolved somehow. Again, there's no guarantee with any procedure that you do that you're going to see a change. But this last one, it was like nothing. It just got worse. So I spoke to my doctor once again. And of course, they always want to offer you birth control, which I declined once again. So she recommended I do a DNC, which is also another minimally invasive procedure where they go in and they clean out, the fibroids and the lining of the uterine wall. And that's supposed to hopefully help you experience shorter flows, less heavy. So I had that procedure done February 1st of this year. It's been about a week now. It's been about a week now. So I have to go to the doctor for a checkup in about another week. And from that point, hopefully there's improvement. I mean, recovery was really short with this procedure. It was maybe a day or two I needed at most to start feeling like myself again. There's still a little bit of spotting, but it has progressively gotten lighter. So it's everything looks and seems good so far. Now, although fibroids can be removed surgically, there are also non-surgical alternatives, such as making a change to your diet, reducing the amount of refined carbohydrates that you consume, the pastas, the white rice and bread, the sugary sweets. All that can help with reducing the your likelihood of developing fibroids. Now, it's very hard, I must say, to really completely change your lifestyle. I tried this a few years ago, tried going vegan, but it was like, I think I did it too fast. It was like I immediately cut everything, meats, fish, dairy products, and I lost like 12 pounds in about like 6 weeks, and it was a lot. So I think the next step for me is to look at my diet, my food choices, and start making better decisions. And slowly incorporating more healthy food into my diet, as opposed to trying to cut things off cold turkey, because that never works. That never works. So yes, eating a healthier, balanced diet, which includes more fruits and vegetables, is believed to help reduce or prevent or shrink the size of fibroids. So I think for me, that's the next step. I don't think I want to go back to having surgery if this one doesn't work. It's going to have to be a lifestyle change. Okay, so that's all I have for you for today. I think the biggest takeaway from this video should be to speak up. Your body will let you know when there's something wrong. When there's something out of balance, it will let you know. So don't ignore the signs. Go see your doctor. If they refuse to hear you, switch your doctors. It's important that, as women, we start taking better care of ourselves, and not allow anyone to tell us how we feel. You get what I'm saying? Because we know when something is wrong. Now, I really hope this video has helped shed some light to those who didn't know much about fibroids, who may be experiencing pain and really doesn't know what it is. Get it checked out by a doctor. That's very important. And if you don't have medical insurance, visit your state website. There are resources available to sign up for free or low-cost medical health care. So, that's not something that should ever be avoided, getting checked up because of the cost, because there are resources out there that will help cover the cost of insurance. Now, if you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button and subscribe to my channel. Also, don't forget to hit that notification bell and be notified of when new videos get uploaded. Till next time, have a great day.